and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought that we could do something a little bit different. So in these past few videos I've been painting something, and so I want to kind of mix it up a little bit, and I thought, like, wouldn't it be kind of fun to make candles? I've made them before, so I thought it'd be fun to do it here. And this is actually can be a very non-expensive project. All you need is a cup, and you need to make sure that it is like fire safe. And so what I did was, we had a candle cup that had already been used, and we emptied that out, and that's what I'm going to be using today. So I was like, if it's been used before, it's obviously okay to do it now. So that's what I'll be using. And then for the wick, I'm going to be using a piece of, like, some twisted together yarn, which you can find about anywhere. You might want to find some heavy duty yarn, which I don't think I have. I don't know, maybe I can find some, but because the harder the string, the easier it burns. But also, if it's like really thin yarn, it'll just go right down to the bottom and burn really fast. But it can also be for decoration. So the next thing that you're gonna need is crowns, because you can just shred up some crowns and then that will be the wax that you're gonna use in your candle. I have an enormous amount of crowns, so I'm gonna be choosing a few colors today that we're gonna be using in our candle. So let's get on with the video. So here I'm going to start with my first crown, and it is like this kind of light blue, because I decided I kind of want to make like a blue candle and try and like layer it. So like, as I was kind of trying to demonstrate earlier, you can kind of just shred it off really quickly, and as you get farther down you can peel off the crown paper. And like, usually with me though, I just like to take it off before I start. In this I didn't, because it was my first crown, so I wasn't doing that much, but that's something that I recommend doing. Now here I have a darker blue, and I'm just going to do the same thing. And I have like a super light blue, and you can see that some of these crowns have actually been used before, but it still works as long as there's some wax left. And this one you can't really see the crown, but I think it's kind of a shade dark like the one earlier. So here I have my melted wax, and I'm going to spray this stuff in it. Now, I did this, but later I read the back and it was like flammable. So I recommend not doing this because it is flammable, but a little spritz won't do anything, because I want to make it scented. But at this point I realized it had dried out. Like, from the point it was downstairs in the microwave to me rushing upstairs, it wasn't dry. So here's what I do. Take a plate, and you put the wax on. I have all my different colors, and I wanted to do it one by one, but I ended up just putting them all on the same plate when I realized that it's not that much wax. So that's kind of all the footage I have left, and here's why. Like I said, it dried out so fast, and so I was like, I cannot film all of this. Like, it'll be too fast paced, it won't work. But here's a few tips. Number one is I took a wick. Now, I know I told you that I was just going to use some twisted out yarn, and I would have filmed that for you guys. But I ran to the store because I needed to grab some other things, and they had wicks there. And so I was like, oh, I'll just grab some of those real quick. So I did end up using wicks instead of yarn like I said so. So maybe that's a project that we can try a different day. And then I ended up, like I said, just dumping all the wax onto one plate because, like, even now that it's done, it's, like, still only, like, a little less than halfway. But, like, it's a messy project, and it takes a lot. I was kind of out of blue crayons, so I was like, no. I've been shredding crayons for days. I think I used 20 crayons, which is almost as many crayons as comes in a crayon box. So, like, that much, and you just shred and shred and shred and shred. And for this project, if you have really small scissors, which, like, I have medium-sized scissors, but, like, if your hands are big and you have small scissors, this is not the project for you because it's going to hurt a lot and it's not going to be very fun. So that's what I recommend, making sure that you have the right size scissors. And then next, like, this is a project that, like, takes a lot of perseverance because, like, I know mine, I'm not very happy with how it turned out. It's kind of sloppy. Like, I wanted it to be, first I wanted it to be layers, but then I needed it to be kind of like a swirl. Like, I tried to make it a swirl because one layer ended up as a swirl when I dumped it all on. But then the more I got, the colors were just too close and it just all turned into this dark blue, which is just not my favorite color. And, like, when you buy a normal, like, store-bought candle, the wick is not covered in wax. And I tried to clean it off, but still this really wouldn't work. And there was a part where it wasn't completely flat at the end. You know, like, I was done with the wax, but it was an uneven part, so I had to go in there with my fingers. So now my fingerprints are, like, splattered all over the top of the candle, which is not very fun. And then halfway through making the candle, realized, like, you can just lift it right up. Like, okay. Which, like, isn't necessarily bad, because I bet as soon as I start burning it, it'll just kind of, like, the wax will kind of seep through, and it'll hold it tight. But, yeah, I'm sorry I didn't have as much footage this week. You know, you learn from your mistakes. This probably wasn't the project I should have done so early. But I tried it, and, you know, I made something. Hello, and I am back. So I'm very sorry that I did not have as much footage as usual. Oh, I have to go grab the candle. Sorry. Wait, I'm back. So this was the candle. I'll have a picture of it later, but yeah, it wasn't a very good candle. I didn't really like it. It just was not what I expected. So I'm sorry I did not have as much film today. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. So my videos have not been as high quality as I would have liked. And I'm just not spending enough time on the projects as I would like to. So instead of posting every week, now I'm going to start posting every 2 weeks. So you will not see a video from me for another 2 weeks. But I hope to see you then. It will still be on Wednesday. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. And here's the final candle.